Welcome back everyone to the IronFront Devlog. Thanks so much for the support in the previous video. It's highly motivating. I'll give you a progress update on what's happened since then. First of all, I started making a sprite sheet for two tanks. One is the Tiger 1 and the other is the Sherman. Let me know if you would like to see a time lapse of the art. Here I've just skipped to the results. By the way, the highest like comment will get to choose the next tank added to the game. No questions asked. Whatever you want. Just don't go too crazy. After exporting the tank as a sprite sheet, I started working on the tank scene that will accept a tank resource in the future. The tank resource will be a container that holds everything about a single tank, and it will be applied to a global tank skeleton. I assigned all of the properties that I wanted to the resource and eventually got the entire tank to render. I went ahead and created the Sherman resource too, after creating the Tiger. Could have gone with just one tank here, but it's generally a good idea when working with global objects like this global tank. Always have like 2 or 3 different implementations so you can see details and to know if something specific breaks. So that's why I went for 2. Here I tested out the turret rotation and everything looked good. And finally seeing everything together. Of course not without a hiccup. The next thing I wanted to tackle was the garage, because that's where you'll manage your tanks now that I've added multiple different ones, and that's where also you'll start battles from. I made a layout, and after realizing I didn't record audio, was I not recording the whole time? Okay, cool. At that point I blacked out and decided to listen to some music. Game modes. Each tab in the tank management got some placeholder content. And with that handsome guy in place, I felt ready to move on to styling the UI. Should probably start logging how much time I spend on this game, because I'm never gonna break even with a McDonald's employee. Started with the buttons, creating the required 4 variations, and added them to the default theme. Then it was panels. While they will definitely change, it's a nice starting point. I created stars and medals, which turned out great in my opinion. They'll be used to mark progression and upgrades. Then I created progression texture and slapped it onto the progress bar. And that concludes the video. Here's a mock-up of the UI and the current state of the garage. Always remember that things will change, but this is a good starting point for progression. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see, whether it's deep dives into code, art, game mechanics, so on. And thanks for your time and see you next week. Sir, I'm sorry, I have to do this in an Indian accent, even though it's extremely racist. I'm sorry, but sir, my channel is not getting any views anymore. It says my account has been frozen, sir. Please unfreeze my channel so I can maintain a family on YouTube. What? What do you mean?